Right, so today we are back for more mother-in-laws from hell, courtesy of Am I the A-hole? So let's just jump straight into it. Alright, first up, am I the a-hole for what I told my mother-in-law when she asked to be in the delivery room? So my husband, a 33-year-old man, and I, a 30-year-old woman, are expecting a baby boy. Congratulations. We're barely catching up with preparation and getting everything ready. His mum, kind of a busybody type, but can be helpful at times, invited us for dinner and said she has an important request to make. She brought her request up at the dinner table and blatantly said that she wanted to be in the delivery room with me when I give birth. I was taken aback by her request. I really thought it had something to do with a nursery or diaper brand. I said I was sorry, but only my mum and my husband will be there. What's the normal actually here? I thought it would just be the husband. I feel like if I was a lady giving birth, the idea of my mum looking at me front bum naked would also freak me out a little bit. I would just want my husband there. But either way, I definitely would not want my mother-in-law there. What an insane request. She made a face, got quiet for a while, and then brought it up again. She just kept pushing, saying she's as much of a grandmother as my mum, and that she just wanted to be there for support and get the opportunity to see her grandbaby's first moments. My husband sided with her. What? It's not his coochie she'd be looking at. I just stared at her and said, it's alright, you can have the opportunity to be in the delivery room when it's your son who's giving birth. Everyone stopped eating and my mother-in-law left the table in an instant. My husband had me get up, although I wasn't finished with dinner, but he said we should leave. In the car, he lost it on me, asking what brain cell made me think it was a good idea to tell his mum that. Oh my God. Wow, usually we get quite a lot of spineless husbands, but the audacity to not only not stand up in the face of his mum, but stand up against his wife for all the wrong reasons. What a dick. I told him his mum kept pushing after I'd already given her an answer. Still, he said this was the most fucked up shit he heard me say. It was a bit of a joke. I thought it was a good way of pointing out the absurdity of the request. I replied that I was just frustrated and didn't mean to hurt her feelings and cause issues. He argued that if I don't want issues, then I should stop making shit difficult and just say yes to his mum's request. As if she's the one making shit difficult. She's sitting there being like, I'm about to get split in two by our baby. I'm the one who has to go through this awful pregnancy and childbirth, but I'm the one making shit difficult for being like, I don't want your mother to witness that and me down there. The joke, it makes perfect sense. It's being like, I'm the one doing all this shit. It's up to me who's in there with us. He then ranted about how it's his son too, and then said if his mum isn't allowed in there, then he won't be there too. Good. More peace for this lady. Now I don't know if he really meant this or just said it in the heat of the moment, but it had me fuming, as it should. He's been ignoring me when I tried to talk to him and acting like I'm not in the room. Oh my God. Siding with his mum, saying shit like what brain cell made you, talking down on her like this, acting like it's his baby too as if they're equals in the delivery room, and then acting like he's not in the room like a high schooler ignoring their best friend who pissed them off. Immature. That's so embarrassing. That's such an ick, surely. Again, it's another one where you'd be like, I'm actually having a baby with this dweeb, and his dweeby genes are going to be in my baby. I think I might have gone too far and created tension by responding inappropriately. Am I the a-hole? No. What do the comments say? Not the a-hole. I'm so fucking over mother-in-laws demanding to be in the room during labour. Brenda, I don't want you to see my vagina. No means no. Should be enough for people. It's not brain surgery to understand someone in labour will most likely only want their nearest and dearest to witness them in their most vulnerable moment. It's not even just the exposure of the genitals though. Giving birth, you can rip from your V to your A, you can shit and piss all over yourself, you can bleed everywhere, and you can literally die. Why does anyone want to be a spectator to that? Oh, just my opinion, I think it's control and self-importance. Notice she tries to compare herself to Opie's own mother, saying she's just as much a grandmother. Mother-in-law wanting to be in the delivery room has nothing to do with supporting OP or really even the baby. It's a power play. Good read, good drama, great first post, and an obvious not the a-hole. Because your mother-in-law doesn't have the right to see yours. Your childbirth, you get to decide who's in the delivery room. And if your husband doesn't want to be there for you during childbirth, do you want him there during child raising? Probably not. But either way, as always, we'll be keeping score. That is 1-0 to the not the a-holes. As always, keep score and let me know what you think of the posts in the comments down below. All right, next. Am I the a-hole for setting a glitter trap to catch my mother-in-law trying to snoop? So for some weird reason, my mother-in-law really wants to go into our bedroom whenever she comes over. That's weird. On one occasion, I followed her as she went upstairs. I was going to get something for my child as the bedrooms are upstairs, and she walked past the bathroom on the main floor and up the stairs behind it. She didn't hear me, and I caught her walking straight into my room and rifling through bills on my dresser. What a nosy freak. She denied snooping even though I just watched her do it, and said that she was just going to use our bathroom because she couldn't find the other ones. Bullshit! She walked right past the one on the main floor and another one in the upstairs hallway to go into our bedroom. Since that happened, I installed an exterior doorknob that requires a key on our bedroom door and one on the door to our office/spare bedroom. However, she's still always forgetting where the bathroom is and trying the bedroom and office door. This really ticks me off. My husband says that I just get annoyed at this because everything she does drives me crazy. And since we've put locks on the rooms we don't want her in, there isn't really a problem anymore. No, I'm sorry. The husband needs to be on your side here. It's not just because she's annoying in other areas. This by itself, standalone, is an objectively irritating thing. You know what could have been funny, actually? Not doing the lock thing, but planting some fake bills. Just being like, oh, bank account balance, £3.5 million. And also just leave receipts around for expenses on just the most insane stuff ever. Like, oh, $400 spent on the Shrek. The Shrek vibrating and squirting busted up 3000.
What?
And then, like, next family movie night, put Shrek on and just see how she reacts. Like, locking her eye is one thing and it will get her very frustrated, but that would be so funny. Anyway, well, over the holidays, we had my in-laws over for dinner, and before they came, I was searching for the bedroom keys. We hadn't used them in a while since we only lock the doors when mother-in-law comes over. My husband told me we didn't need to lock the doors since she wouldn't try to get into the rooms, and I insisted that she would because she loves to snoop. We went back and forth and decided to cover the doorknobs in super fine glitter to see if she tried them. Such a good idea. I did this once before when my husband didn't believe me about the snooping to prove she'd been in one of the rooms. Last time she ignored the glitter and we didn't say anything about it, but then my husband couldn't deny that she tried to snoop. So this time I covered the knobs in glitter. And for the office, went a touch further and rigged a little folder of glitter over the door to the office before the in-laws came over. I left it one side unlocked, French doors, and it was set so if you walked in the room, you would get covered in glitter. Husband goes out of his way to show his mum the main floor bathroom when they got here and specifically asks his parents and sister not to go upstairs. There's a baby gate, so the kids can't get upstairs either. Well, guess who had to go to the bathroom and got covered in glitter and had it all over their hands and hair? She completely lost it and started screaming at me, so I yelled back, and now my husband is saying I went too far and I'm the asshole. Mother-in-law also says I'm the asshole, but sister-in-law says I didn't do anything wrong and mother-in-law deserved it for snooping. Father-in-law is in Switzerland. Okay, go him, I guess. Apparently her car is ruined now too because it's covered in glitter that she can't get cleaned up. So am I the a-hole? I don't think you're the a-hole. You explicitly asked them not to go in there. That's the consequence of their own actions. And your husband, he should not be backing his mother. It's every single one of these mother-in-law videos. There was a spineless husband involved. It's so irritating. I'm glad the sister-in-law is on her side at least. At least someone sees some sense. What do the comments say? Not the a-hole. Your mother-in-law is an issue, but the fact that your husband refuses to set and enforce boundaries with her is actually the larger issue here. Agreed. He has real denial going on, and I would be even angrier about this. Yeah, I see so many cases of this on this forum. It makes me glad my partner isn't close with his mother, to be honest. I mean, you can be close to your mum and have an objective, rational, logical, fair way of viewing things, but I get what they mean. Absolutely not the a-hole. That is hysterical. You are my goddamn hero. I totally agree. I love the glitter bomb inspiration. It reminds me of all those porch pirate YouTube videos. She's just pissed for getting caught sparkle-handed. Not the a-hole. Well, you know what they say. Play stupid games, win shiny prizes that you can't get out of your upholstery. So yeah, another pretty obvious one for me. Not the a-hole, but your mother-in-law and your husband are. So that is 2-0 to the NTAs. Alright, next. Am I the a-hole for refusing to attend an apology dinner after my mother-in-law called me a bad mother at my son's funeral? Oh my goodness. This is actually going to get pretty dark, isn't it? So I lost my son to congenital heart disease and he did not survive the open heart surgery at the age of 1 year and 6 months. My condolences. He was the greatest blessing I had in my life. Everyone kept telling me things will get easier with time. I know that no matter how much time goes by, I'll still be missing my baby and everything sweet about him. Mother-in-law and I were in constant conflict. Things had always been bad between us, but in those months we reached our limit. She kept getting involved in my son's treatment and criticised every decision I made, claiming I didn't know how to handle my son's illness. We went low contact because she kept causing issues occasionally. My husband was torn between our son's illness and his mother's issues. I mean, why? Why is his mother's issues playing any part in this. Surely your entire focus is on your son's heart disease. Your 1-year-old child's health and well-being should come way before your mother's weird issues. Unless every action they're taking is completely flying in the face of all the advice they're getting from the actual medical professionals, the mother should have no say in this whatsoever. The only way I can see the mother-in-law being in the right here is if she's going to them, all the doctors and nurses and medical professionals are urging you to take this action. I'm also imploring you to do it. Please, please do it. And the parents are like, no. I saw on a Facebook group once, actually, that rubbing garlic into my child's feet is going to fix this instead. But I mean, the probabilities of that are very low. I mean, not zero, because we have seen stories like that on the internet before, so I thought it was worth mentioning. But yeah, probability very low. Anyway, on with the story. When my son passed away, she came to the funeral and caused a scene by arguing with me, knowing I had no energy for it. At the funeral, what the hell? And no matter how you're feeling, there's a time and a place, and that is not it, to say the obvious. She used the fact that everyone was there so she could say it was my fault my son was born sick, and I didn't take care of him properly, that I didn't listen to her when she suggested other ways to treat his condition. My fault my son was born sick for a congenital heart disease. Oh, I'm so curious. I mean, I'm just trying to think as I go through this that this is one person's point of view, and as diabolical as it could sound, I'm trying to think if there's actually any justifiable circumstances on the other side. And so, for example, here, like her saying that it's her fault. Technically, she could have just been smoking and drinking loads during the pregnancy, in which case the mother-in-law is right. If the mother-in-law did a counterpost and said all that, you'd be like, well, these facts aren't untrue, but they completely changed based on the context. Whereas on the other hand, it could be just completely genetic, and it could not be her fault at all, in which case that is one of the most evil things you could possibly say to the mother. And again, are there other ways to treat his condition in line with what the medical professionals were saying? Or is that going against it? Is it the mother trying to rub garlic into the feet of the child? Maybe we'll find out as we go along. And that I was the one who took their grandchildren away from them and caused them heartache. She then loudly called me a bad mother. I had no idea how I kept my composure and kept standing on both feet. My mum and sisters responded by telling her to leave, and my husband was sitting down crying. Okay, that is the big context clue we needed. Because all of this was just one side of the story. The fact that the sisters and the husband and the mother are all on her side, it's like the mother-in-law is clearly the one in the wrong here. She then went to tell everyone I kicked her out as a way to hurt her further, and lied that I convinced my husband to ban her from visiting her grandson's grave. What the fuck? I mean, glad she's got kind of all these people on her side to just, you know, if this ever gets brought up, being like, no, she didn't just kick her out to hurt her feelings. The mother-in-law shouted at her that she was a bad mother at her son's funeral. Of course we kicked her out. My husband later sent his side of the family an email talking about my mother-in-law's behaviour during and after our son's illness, and telling them he no longer will be seeing her. Valid. That had the family criticising us, saying the mother-in-law was just trying to do what was best for her grandbaby, and called us selfish for assuming we're the only ones struggling with this tragedy. Why would they take the mother-in-law's side? I mean, I get that is the mother-in-law's family, but surely this is one where you go, if you're looking at these facts, you're going, we're not taking her side here. She might be our family, but she's in the wrong. She's doing some seriously unhinged shit. We haven't seen his mum in 1 year and 8 months. I'm now 3 months pregnant. No one knew, only my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law's wife, but the word got out, though we told her not to say anything. A week later, I had family members saying I was invited to a dinner hosted by the mother-in-law so she could apologise in front of the whole family and settle the issue before the baby's born. They said the mother-in-law was regretful and offered to financially provide for her grandbaby, and that they want to see that. I refused, but my husband surprisingly wants me to go. I had his grandparents calling me, telling me that I'm a person with a good heart and forgiveness is something I'm capable of giving. I told them I'll never be sitting at the same table with the person who called me a bad mother at my child's funeral. I still remember it vividly till this day. My sister said this change of heart from my mother-in-law is probably for the new baby. It could be, but I insisted I won't come. They're saying I'm making it hard for everyone to move on and past this unresolved pain, and should really go. I mean, kind of nice that the mother-in-law wants to apologise and is regretful and is offering to financially provide for her grandbaby and stuff, but like, it's not enough. At the funeral of this lady's son, she got told she was a bad mother. Of course you'd never want to see that person again in your entire life. Like, that kind of evilness is incomprehensible, really. I mean, I'm sure it might be like an ever so slight relief, just being like, oh, she knows she's in the wrong and now everyone else kind of does too, because she wants to apologise and stuff, and like people are evidently now going to be taking my side as they should. But I don't think this person is under any obligation to turn around and be like, yeah, that's enough. I'm just going to forgive and forget and move on. What do the comments say? Not the a-hole. She'd be dead to me. Fucked off into oblivion. Not the a-hole. They're making it so everyone can move on except you. They're saying you have to bite the bullet so everyone else can pretend it never happened. But if she didn't have the guts to apologise until now so she can play with a new grandbaby, then she doesn't mean it. She just wants to make a show of how great she is for everyone. I say don't go. Didn't even think about it initially when I read it about how the apology might not even be genuine. Could be and very likely is just saying that, like they say to chill with the grandkids. Damn, this whole thing's making my skin crawl. Mother-in-law's looking for a way to control you so you won't go rogue with her precious grandbaby's parenting this time. You are a womb to her, nothing more. Do not accept anything. Do not see her. Do not give anyone on your husband's side of the family any information you do not want her having. Talk to your husband in detail and make sure he's completely on the same page as you. She will not stop trying to control you and your baby this time, not the a-hole. Oh, damn, I really like reading the comments on these Reddit things. I think sometimes when I'm reading things, my first take can often sometimes be a little bit naive. It's interesting to see a take like this sometimes to just be like, damn, you know, everyone's intentions aren't always as pure as you'd hope. It's part of the reason why I try and do the like devil's advocate a little bit more, like here with, you know, whether the mother-in-law actually technically could be in the right, especially given we are just hearing one side's point of view. It just makes them so interesting to think about as well, because you're like, you know, you get an initial impression and then you think about it and you're like, because this is only one side, like this could be flipped completely in the opposite direction to the way I think it is. Anyway, for me, for my opinion at least, that is a not the a-hole. She has no obligation to ever forgive that woman ever, which makes it 3-0 to the not the a-holes. All right, next. Am I the a-hole for hiding embarrassing notes in my house as a joke because I know my fiance's mum snoops? Oh, this is kind of like what I was recommending with the previous snooping post. I wonder what they mean by embarrassing notes. All right, so I bought a house 7 years ago and I met my fiance, AI, 4 years ago. What? Oh, the fiance's name is Al. I was gonna say, an AI fiance. Dark times. Probably times that are not even that far away. Anyway, there's no full stop here, which makes me think that this post isn't AI, which is a good start. So this year, Al moved in. We're talking about making it a home for both of us. But as of now, he hasn't moved much stuff in. Right now, 95% of the stuff and furniture in the house is mine. When his mum comes over, she's kind of a snoop. He was used to that, but when she comes to our house, it's so uncomfortable because she's just going through my shit. When I'm bothered, she's like, oh, I was just helping with the chores, etc. He says I should just let her because she has a lot of nervous energy. What? Oh yeah, just let her rifle through your underwear drawer. Don't worry if she finds that. The vibrations will calm her down. She's got a lot of nervous energy. Like, what? What a weird thing to say. How the f*** are those two things related? She can't just say she has nervous energy and rifle through my throat. Get her a fidget spinner. Well, one thing she snooped on was actually embarrassing. In my home office, I had a little affirmation post-it note on my monitor saying, I'm smart, I'm skilled, I'm deserving of great things. It was a silly thing my therapist recommended to get me in a confident mindset before an interview. First of all, not embarrassing. Second of all, not silly. If it got you in a confident mindset, it worked. Nothing cringe about being functional. Anyway, she made a comment about my ego. But as a joke, I decided to do it again. I had my best friend over and we got wine drunk and wrote a bunch of affirmations to hide. Some were medicine cabinet, my teeth will regrow, I am shark-like and powerful. Kitchen drawers, I know when to spoon, but I also know when to fork. I'm sexy and self-assured, let's go. Work desk, I will not fuck my way to the top of the company. I'll fuck my way to the top of the world. Oh my goodness. Walk-in closet, I'm beautiful with clothes and without, especially without. My boobs are legendary. Oh, you can already tell this is going to piss the snooping mother-in-law off so much. There were a bunch more and my friend and I had a hilarious time writing them. The next time my mother-in-law came over, she saw a few and she didn't acknowledge them to me, even though she definitely started acting a little weird about me. I went to try and run some errands and when I was out, she confronted Al about the notes and was trying to tell him that I seemed unstable, egotistical, and moving in was a bad idea. She showed him the notes and he didn't really know what to make of it. Bro, if he was your soulmate, he would have laughed. What the hell do you mean he didn't know what to make of it? He asked me and I said they were just some silly private notes to boost my self-confidence and make myself laugh. How had she gotten them? Had she been going through my things? He said she was just tidying and saw them and they were real weird. Nah, okay, yeah, this guy's real weird for defending the mother. Oh, she's just tidying. She's got nervous energy and your jokey, obvious joke notes are really weird. Fuck off. Bro, you bought a whole ass house. You do not need this guy. I was like, have you met me? You should know how weird I am. Anyway, if you don't want your mum seeing my weird shit, you got to stop letting her go through my shit. First of all, The second point is very valid, but you skipped over the first one way too quickly. Have you met me? You should know how weird I am. You met 4 years ago. He's your fiance. He should know. This is incompatibility I'm seeing, I fear. And this guy just seems like such a dweeb. He asked if I left them on purpose to annoy her, and I admitted that kind of was the joke. But I also have other weird or private shit. So what I said about her needing to stop snooping if she didn't want to find weird crap was still for real. He said I was making stuff hard for him. His mum was really protective and adjusting to him moving in with a girlfriend for the first time. And I was agitating her on purpose and making her think I wouldn't be a good partner when he wanted her to have the opposite impression of me. Am I the a-hole for the note prank? No. She's not making stuff hard for him. The mum is. The issue here is the overly protective, snooping mother. The pranks are hilarious. And yeah, you do not need a boring mummy's boy in your life like this. One of the comments say, my boobs are legendary. This is the kind of energy I needed today, not the a-hole. Also, it's really creepy that Al's mum is looking through all your stuff and then Al is just saying it's what she does. Like, what is she looking for? Why does it not bother him that his mother is finding stuff in his fiance's house and then telling him about it all shocked and disturbed, as if what she is doing is any less shocking and disturbing? Not the a-hole. Don't marry the guy who can't set the simple boundary with his mum of don't snoop through the house. He's choosing his mum over you. Not the a-hole. Al's mum is a snoop and deserves whatever agitation she gets from your notes. Al should support you in maintaining your privacy in your home. I think the issue for him is that he always liked when she'd come by and clean whatever place he was living at, so he genuinely sees it as helpful. Grown man is still getting his mum to come around and clean after him. This mummy's boy is also a baby. What the? But he was never living at a place with roommates or other people, so it's different. And he's also dumb and can't empathize. Oh, this guy's pissing me off. So yeah, you're engaged to a guy who still has his mum to come clean up after him. He takes her side in arguments or disagreements that you have. He lets her snoop around your house, and your mother-in-law is a snooper, and your fiance is just okay with it. This, again, so obvious. You are not the a-hole for hiding embarrassing notes in the house as a joke because you know that your fiance's mum snoops. I think you're hilarious, and I think you deserve better. So that is a clean sweep of 4 out of 4. Not the a-holes in my opinion. Let me know what you guys got in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought of these posts. And if you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to subscribe down below so you can catch the next one of these as soon as it's out. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you there. Bye.